Angry guy here, and women are crying on social media because they can't survive without men. Guys, if you're enjoying this content, please help get this channel to 100,000 subscribers on our journey to 2 million by subscribing to the channel if you already haven't, liking the video, and turning on notifications to never miss another video ever again. Now let's begin. Women are crying on social media because they can't survive without men. Let's just go ahead and jump into the very first video.
Can't afford our rent. We can't afford our prescriptions. We can't afford
This video is absolutely spot on. Whoever did this, thank you. It's what everyone's wanting to say for so long. It really, really sucks right now. Well, the last couple years, actually, housing is so high, and I mean, you have college degrees, and then it's like, oh, requirements, bachelor's degree or a master's degree when you're searching for jobs in your field. But it's like, oh, pay starts at minimum wage or $15 an hour or something. And it's like, do you realize that's not even close? Like, no one is going to be able to afford rent or basic things. I mean, or if you're lucky, you can just afford all of the basic things and your bills. And, if you have kids, like you have to, be able to take care of them, of course. And it's like people have to choose between rent or putting food on the table. And that's terrible. I know that other countries do have this same problem, but there's a good majority that don't. And that's why people are upset. Like, it's not because we absolutely hate this country. I mean, there's some people that do right now. That's fine. I get it. But I mean, yes, there are a lot of good things about the US, but it is just really suffering right now. Like, we need to be focusing on living our life. Oh my gosh, I have like chocolate on my face. Living our lives, going out to see the beauty in the world that is here for us. Exercising, like going out into nature, spending time with our families. And we can't even do that. We don't have time to do that. We don't have time to take off work because we have to work so dang much. I pull doubles every week because that's the only way I'm going to be able to afford my rent, utilities, water, gas, sewage, electric, everything, and like I'm living with a great friend of mine and her boyfriend. We split it 3 ways, and even then it's a lot for us. And she has a great job. She earns her salary. She is awesome, with what she does. But still, like, the fact that you come so far, and even her, she has financial problems. And it's just like, I mean, the fact that, like, we're getting a good deal compared to other places, and I'm sure a lot of you guys are in the same boat. You're getting a good deal, but it's still like barely enough to get by. I can't imagine people living in, apartments starting at $2,000 for like a studio at this point. Like, I am so sorry, because sometimes, you have the option to live with your parents for a while, and right now, it's like there's no shame. Like, it's so helpful. Like, I encourage you to stay with your parents right now as long as possible because, the cost of living right now is ridiculous. I know that you want to get out on your own, honey. I know it. We all understand that sometimes it is better for your mental health and growth to want to leave home. But right now, I would wait until prices go down. Hopefully they will go down. I have so much stress because of this. Like that one guy said, like the second to last guy in this video, he said the first thing on people's minds are money. And that's not how it should be. It should be focusing on things that make you happy. Your life, like, being able to spend time with those that you love, going to see our beautiful world and new places and experiencing life instead of just working until you die. And there was a mom on here that explained that, like, this generation of millennials and Gen Z, we might not even be able to retire. We will be working until we freaking die.
What I really love about this is the fact that she honestly thinks that inflation is going to go down. She thinks the prices are going to go down and things are going to get better. She thinks that we're going to actually experience deflation. That is so hilarious. These poor people don't realize that it's only going to go higher. The most that the Feds have done is slow down the rate at which inflation was rising. They haven't been able to stop inflation. The inflation is never going away. Prices are only going to continue to get higher. Right now, the Feds have been able to slow it down to like around just under 4%, and they're celebrating over that. But that's still a large number. So prices are going to continue to skyrocket over the next couple of years. I mean, just indefinitely. So, literally, over the next 2 years, for example, we should expect inflation almost 10% in inflation, so 8% of inflation. So prices are going to go up significantly. And when they adjust prices, the way that they do adjustments, for example, let's say for food, is they don't just do it like, okay, well, apples go up by 8% and oranges go up by 8% and meat goes up by 8%. Nope. They basically adjust it based on how they can figure out, well, how much are people going to pay for this? So if they can say, well, people will pay double for that steak, they'll charge you double for that steak, while they may charge you 5% more for that apple, right? And they'll just kind of adjust it like that. So you'll still end up with like a lot of things that you're using now will experience double digit inflation. Like I said, I talked about this earlier where around 2 weeks ago, Poland Spring Waters, I was getting 28 bottles for $4. Now they've discontinued that. They're giving you only 12 bottles for $4. It's insane. So it's basically twice the price. It's twice the price to get the same amount of water now. If you want 28 bottles, it's now $8, and now you're getting half what you were getting 2 weeks ago. This is insane, and this is legal. They can do this because they're like, what are you going to do? Well, you can't do anything. You can't argue with us. You know, you have to drink, you have to eat, and that's about it. It's price gouging, it's greedflation. And I mean, if you look at McDonald's, it's $16 right now for a Big Mac, fries, and a drink. And in many cases that's not even a large. So I mean, when they so it's going to be going up to $20. I'll tell you right now, it'll be going up to $20 in the coming years, $25. The next big fight won't be for $25, guys, because they had the whole fight for 15 in California. They're now making like $21 an hour, and that can go up to like 22 or something. Oh, no, 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 no. The next big fight won't be for fight for 15. It'll be fight for something like 30 or $35 an hour. Yeah, I guarantee you the next big fight will be like for like 30 or $35 an hour, maybe $35 an hour. They'll be demanding $35 an hour to work at McDonald's. Like that's really where it's going to come down to. And if you look at how inflation is rising, it's going in that direction, and they'll get it. They will absolutely get it. Like I'm telling you, in the coming years, $25 will be the norm at McDonald's for McDonald's and fast food employees. I mean, you have people working at Starbucks right now making $70,000 to $80,000 a year when you add in the tips. You have people making $100,000 a year from DoorDash and Instacart are over that. I mean, these people are milking the economy. You have people who are working working in restaurants, and again, they're milking people for tips. Once upon a time, tips were something that were freely given. Now it's mandatory, and if you don't give it to them, they'll basically ban you from the restaurant. They'll come after you. They'll chase you down. They'll demand that money from you. It's not a pleasant experience going out to eat anymore. It's a horrible, horrible experience. And everyone's just looking to when I lived in Mexico, they had this kind of way of like the Mexicans would get money out of you one way or another. Guys, my gosh, this is like the system in America is frightening. It is absolutely frightening. Everyone looking for every way to steal from everyone else. I mean, there's no humanity left. There's zero humanity left, and this can't continue. Everyone's living on credit right now, and it's going to be funny when if we ever have another recession, because recessions are not bad. Right now, they're rigging the economy. It's all rigged because recessions actually help to just balance out the economy and help us to get back, normalize things. It's just basically an adjustment. So recessions are not entirely bad, But the longer you go without a recession, the worse it potentially could be. And, they say history repeats itself. If you look at the events of 2020, there was the 1918 event, and almost 100 years to to that event, we had, the 2020 event, right? So almost 102 years. And, we know that when did the Great Depression happen? I think that was it. Was it 1928 or 1929? Let's see. When did the Great Depression happen? So that was actually 1929. So it started in 1929 and it went to 1939. So these things, history tends to repeat itself, and the powers that be, they'll make sure that it repeats itself. That's how crazy these people are. But I mean, guys, if you're enjoying this content, help get this channel to 100,000 subscribers on our journey to 2 million by subscribing to the channel if you already haven't, liking the video, and turning on notifications to never miss another video ever again. I want to know your thoughts on everything we discussed here today. Women are crying on social media because they can't survive without men. Let me know what you guys think regarding this in the comments, and we'll talk about them there. Like the video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you like the video, share the video. And just remember that all roads lead to MWA and walking away. And cheers.